We are officially halfway through the year and it's time for my June wrap up. I ended up reading 8 books this month, but 2 of those were short stories. And I ended up having such a good reading month. I found one of my favorite books of all time in this stack. So let's just get into it. The short stories that I read were both from the Alibis collection that just came out, so both of them being thriller mysteries. I read Death Row by Frida McFadden, and I also read The Ex-Wives Club by Sally Hepworth, I think. I ended up giving both of them 3 stars. I was disappointed by both of the endings. Death Row especially, I was so intrigued. I had no idea where it was going. It started to unravel, and then the ending just was almost so bizarre that I had no idea what actually happened. The Ex-Wives Club was a little bit more straightforward. I do understand the ending. It was just a little bit disappointing. Another thriller mystery, we've got Meluca. This was a 5-star read for me. This was so good and so important. The things that are actually discussed in here as well. I would recommend this book to everybody. This was one of my favorite reads of the year so far. I then ended up reading Girl on the Ceiling by Rome Richards, which is a poetry collection. I love reading poetry. I just haven't done it for a while, so this was actually really refreshing. And look at these tabs. This is me tabbing every time there was a poem that I just felt moved me. Very well written, and I feel like any woman is gonna find something in this poetry collection that moves them the way that it moved me. I then ended up finishing the Caraval series, which I did not expect to do. It was not on my bingo card for 2025. I really did not like Caraval. And you know what? People always say if you didn't like Caraval, don't bother reading the rest. But I actually loved the other 2 books so much more than the first book. Legendary really redeemed this entire thing for me, I'm not gonna lie. This was like 4.5 stars. I loved the FMC. Donatella, she was so much more interesting than Scarlett in my opinion. And also Dante and Jax, I don't know, like the story in general was just so much more intriguing. I just cared. Finale was good, but it was more of a 3.5 stars for me because the ending, I felt like it was so rushed. You've gone through this whole series, you've enjoyed it, it's been really like tense and you're always on edge and you're waiting to see what's gonna happen, and then the ending kind of just fell flat. So that was a little bit disappointing, but I'm glad I finished it and I'm excited to read Once Upon a Broken Heart. I also read The Shadows That Listen, such a good book. If you have had this on your TBR like I did for so long, do not put it off any longer. I think this is 4.5 stars for me and I just loved every single thing about it. It was so freaking good and I cannot wait for the second book. Louisa has seriously done such a phenomenal job. And last but not least, Project Hail Mary, my favorite book of the year and possibly in my top 5 of all time. This book, oh my gosh, why did I take so long to read it? I knew I was sitting on a 5-star read because I know that I love anything to do with sci-fi, space, and high stakes and all that sort of stuff. Emotional books as well. This was everything that I wanted it to be. I think I'm gonna say it's a 6-star read.